Hey, and welcome to my life update. I know, it's exciting. I needed another reason to talk, but couldn't figure out a video concept to fit it into, so I'm just gonna do it straight. Well, no, I'm gonna do it gay, like everything I do. And yeah, I don't know, I have a lot of things to talk about, but this is not like a commentary video, this is just about myself, what I did in recent times, what I read in recent times, what video games I played, and what movies I watched. And how this is gonna work is, first, I'm gonna talk about what happens in my life. I'm gonna limit myself to a 5-minute timer there because if I'm gonna get talking, we're gonna be here for hours and nobody's gonna want to see that, so I'm gonna keep it short. And then we're gonna get into the books I read, because that's a whole debacle. And then we're gonna get into the movies I watched. And lastly, the video games I played in that time. And yeah, I hope you enjoy this. I'm gonna put timestamps in the description if you don't want to hear a specific section or are only interested in one specific section. And yeah, I hope you enjoy this. So getting into the whole what's going on in my life thing, and there's actually like not that much. I mean, I'm deeply deep into a test season and I'm actually not doing well because the thought of picking up a textbook or looking at my notes makes me want to jump from a window. And that's pretty bad because now I'm doing worse at the tests than I have done in the first year. And obviously, that makes me feel even worse, but I also can't be bothered and just physically really can't stand the fact of me trying to study anything. So that's a huge issue. I mean, I'm looking forward to the holidays, which it's just a week, and I have just one other test in ethics to get to that point, but I don't know. In the holidays, it's also like not that amazing because I have to work on a paper that I haven't really done anything for, and it's only due in September. So it's really not that serious at the moment, but the teacher wants me to have results now, and I don't. So that's stressful. But I mean, also in 2 weeks when we're on holiday, me and Sunny, my best friend, you know her from my other videos and her own social media content, she's way more successful than me. We're gonna be at a con, which is called Dokumi, I think, and it's really cool, I hope. She orchestrated that whole thing, so I don't really know a lot about it, but I think it's really gonna be amazing. And if any of you are gonna be there, I'd really love to meet you. And yeah, I don't know. I've also like been trying to meet up with her, but there's been some scheduling issues because she's taken on a role as an actor, and I'm not gonna even disclose any more things about that because I'm sure she's pretty guarded about her privacy, and I don't wanna say anything that she doesn't want to have out on the internet, but that's really cool. But obviously now she's really involved with that. And not that I'm like the most social person, but it's just kind of depressing to see that all my friends are doing stuff and I'm just not, because I don't know, I don't have to drive to do many things, and that's sad. And I mean, there's festival season at the moment. Every little town and village at the moment has their own little festival, and I'd love going to those, but I actually don't because I haven't been to any of these since like 2 years when I was 16 and in my going out and day drinking era, and I have left that behind and just don't want to do it because I don't want to deal with drunk old men that don't know what I am or how to react to me or what they can say to me because they don't have a filter because they're drunk. And so I don't want to experience that either. But then I'm just stuck in a house all day, and that's not amazing either because I'm not doing anything except for reading, which I love. But I mean, when we get to the reading section, you're gonna see that that's also not been going great. And I don't know, I've also been like dealing with a lot of like issues with my body image again, which is something that is constant in my life. But in recent times, it's really been flaring up again, and I'm trying to get on a diet, but I just can't. And that's obviously really depressing, and I don't know. Yeah, nobody said that this was gonna be a fun video. I never said that. I'm sorry. But I promise that when we're gonna get into the media stuff, it's definitely gonna be a little better. At least I hope so. Then at least I can talk more out of my comfort zone because talking about my own issues never really is my comfort zone. And yeah, I don't really know what else to say. So why don't we just get into the books I read recently? Obviously, this is the favorite thing I do on my channel, but actually recently it's not even been going that well. I mean, the last like actual review of a book I haven't read 2 years ago, I mean, that was the last video I did, but the actual last book review I did was about Scratch Moss, I think. And I mean, that book was good. I mean, I gave it like 3 stars, but I read it in 2 days. And since then, I just haven't really been able to get anything like actually done. I wasn't able to really pick up anything for a week. And when I picked up something, it was Lord of the Rings, which I famously didn't like and immediately DNF'd. And now I'm kind of in a reading slump, I think. And I have actually finished something, which is My Sister's Keeper by Jodi Picoult, because we had to read some excerpts of that for English class, and I thought it sounded interesting, and then I picked it up, but I actually didn't really end up enjoying the book, so that was a failure. But in the process of picking up a bunch of things, now I'm like in the middle of like a whole truckload of books, including but not limited to The Gracekeepers by Kirsty Logan, When Haru Was Here by Dustin Chow, Eat the Ones You Love by Sarah Maria Griffin, Parasite and Love the Novel by Sugaro Miyake, The Spirit Bears Its Teeth by Andrew Joseph White, and Maybe Someday by Kichiko Neko. Yeah, so I don't know, it's not really been going great. Also, if you want to hear my opinions about any of these, obviously from the stack I haven't really finished any, but I'm definitely trying to. I'm trying to get back. And if you want to hear my opinions on My Sister's Keeper, I didn't really enjoy it, and I'm not going to say my rating. If you follow me on Goodreads, you've probably already seen my review and how angry I was. But I'm debating if I'm doing a full video on it, and if I'm not, you're gonna see all my thoughts on even the books I don't do videos about in my quarterly wrap up that I'm gonna bring to you at the end of June. So you'll just have to see me there, I guess. And yeah, it's not been going great with reading, but I mean, it's a constant in my life that I'm always falling back onto, and I'm sure that it will get better. So at least that's not something I am totally despaired over. Wow, that section was shorter than I anticipated. So why don't we just get into the movies I watched recently? So after the last movie I told you about in my commentary video, which was Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust, I watched 4 new movies. I don't know, I used to watch a lot more movies, but recently I've played a lot of like family games on Switch with my family because it just is nice and I like it and it helps me get my mind off things. And so the only 4 movies I have watched since then is The Black Demon, which is from 2023, and it was terrible. It's this really bad shark movie, but the shark is a demon. I mean, that's in the name, I think. And it has some horrendous effects and a terrible ending. And the fact that I already don't remember it and gave it 1 star according to my letterboxd and is probably not a good indication of its quality. Then the next movie I watched was The New Mutants, which I have heard terrible things about, but I always wanted to try it out myself, and it wasn't good. I gave it like 2 stars. My verdict is that this would have been great as a CW show in the early 2010s, but as a full movie coming out in 2020, it felt very immature, very cheap, and not great in the slightest. Then I watched Send Help from this year actually, but my Disney Plus subscription already had it, so I watched it, and I was really anticipating that movie because I heard a lot of good sentiment about it. I like Sam Raimi, and the concept seemed okay, but I actually only ended up giving it 3 stars. It wasn't that great, sadly. I don't know, it was, in my opinion, just a lot of these 2 people sitting around this island and not doing much at all. And there's moments of brutal gore and action, and the main character is unhinged, and I think she does a good job with acting, but overall I don't think it was that engaging at all, so it's a little disappointing for me. And the most recent movie I watched, I actually just finished before recording this video, which is Zootopia 2. And I didn't have high expectations for that movie, but I actually ended up enjoying it. I haven't given it a rating because I didn't pay that much attention as to really give it a conclusive verdict, but it was pretty good. I mean, I heard a lot of the sentiment before release was like, oh my god, they really introduced another species than mammals? Are they gonna like be all about those class dynamics that could arise? And actually, I think the movie handled it quite well, how the other species, I mean the reptiles, were actually pretty oppressed. And I don't know, I thought that giving it to the evil capitalist cats was kind of cool. Obviously, I'm not saying that this movie has like a profound message, but I thought it was really good for what it was. So I enjoyed it, yeah. So with all the movies out of the way, why don't we just get into the video games? I know I don't talk a lot about video games on my channel, but I do play them from time to time. So I think we should start like back the last time I told you about, I was probably still playing Nier Replicant. And yeah, after coming back from my vacation in early April, I finished that game and actually finished it like 3 more times. I still have a few endings left, I think, and I'm currently not grinding to do any more of them, but I definitely want to finish all of it at some point. And yeah, I liked it. I definitely like Automata better, but I really do appreciate it, and I think it has given me more understanding. I still probably need to consume a 6-hour lore video to really get everything, but I'm just in love with the world and the characters, and it has this like kind of weird charm to it that I just really appreciate. And so I really loved that. And afterward, I didn't really play anything for a while, but then some YouTube video alerted me to a little game called Easy Delivery Co. that I had on my radar for a long time, but I knew it was only on PC. But then it ended up getting a PS5 release. So I bought it on PS5 and I played it, and it's not really that long, and I don't think spending €12 on it was like that great of a decision because I only spent about 5 hours with it, but it's cool. I really like the vibes. I don't know, there's something about snowy mountain towns with nobody around, and when you get inside, there's all these Animal Crossing-esque creatures that also like talk in a really Animal Crossing way, but you see them deteriorate over the course of the game, and it's kind of really depressing because they are these robots employed by this evil capitalist organization, and it was really sad, and I don't know if I fully got it, but for such a low poly game, it has, I think, a great art style, some great visuals. I appreciated the atmosphere, the setting, and like the low-key gameplay that was kind of relaxing, but also if you like didn't pay attention, you were probably gonna die at the side of the road because your track was running out of fuel, or you were gonna run out of energy, and you're just gonna freeze to death because it's very cold. And yeah, I really loved that game. It was very short, but yeah, I really appreciated it. And after that, I still had some money left from buying Easy Delivery Co. So I looked up around on the sale that popped up on PlayStation Store, and I always wanted to try out the Metro franchise. I originally only wanted to play Exodus, but then I found out that there were earlier games in the series, so I wanted to buy those. And also Exodus is like a huge game that would probably take ages to download with my internet connection, so I don't know, I just bought the remastered versions of the first 2 games, and I'm now into the first game. I hate PS3 games. I think they feel terrible, which is a huge issue because that's a PS3 game. And so I'm not far into it. I also have a lot of issues with getting motion sick with first-person shooters, and I don't really know how to remedy that in that game. So it's slow at the moment, but I like what I've seen so far. And I mean, I have already bought the second game, so I will probably fight through it just to get at least my money's worth. Yeah, anyway, that was all I had to talk about at the moment. I'm sorry for maybe some sections about my life being a little depressing because I'm depressing, and yeah, I don't know, but I truly appreciate you if you watched any section of this video because I appreciate everyone who watches my videos, and I am really thankful that the last few videos really did so well. I would never have thought that anyone of the audience size that I nowadays attract would actually ever listen to me, because I don't know, I could never in real life speak to so many people. And I know this is not like the most highly produced content or like the most entertaining content or the best content or the most informative content, but I just like making it because I need to give my thoughts to somebody. And so yeah, thank you for listening, and I'm gonna take my makeup off and go into bed because I'm filming this at 11 p.m. and I hope I see you in another video. Bye!